Good morning, friends. Hope you guys having a great morning. So before I start, just a small request: do like and subscribe to my channel because every morning I am going to give you a lot more stock insight and latest news what is going around the world. So today's top news we are going to start with a main headline that is falling oil prices because if you have seen yesterday, oil fall around $109.5 barrel. Now, so this is a big steep fall because now earlier almost 1 week back, it was hovering around 124 or $125. So why such a big fall? The big fall was the main reason was that Joe Biden actually is planning to have a tax suspension plan for the oil companies. That is for the next 3 months. They are not going to levy any gasoline tax which they normally apply to the US companies. Now, if this happens, no, then of course, no, there will be a less pressure on the oil prices. Again, no, the recessionary fears which is going around the world, that is in US and Europe, is also having a, no, you can say a dark cloud on the oil prices. Because of these recessionary fears, the actually oil prices are coming down. And also with the oil prices, most of the metals are coming down. Now, if you talk about copper, aluminium, nickel, iron ore, all are down by more than 20 to 25% from their top. Then what it shows? It shows that now the whole world is actually fearing a big recession in US and also in Europe, and that is why every commodity is going down. In a way, it is a good news for India because you know that India is a net importer at the end of the day of all the precious metal. So if the metal prices go down in the oil prices, that favors India. But however, if the demand across the world goes down, that is also opposite. And that will also put a pressure on Indian stock market and in Indian companies also. Because see, most of our companies are linked with US economy, Europe economics, and China economy. As I told, US and Europe are struggling. Also, China is also struggling because it's still not coming out from that COVID lockdown. And now, slowly and gradually, demand is picking up in China, but it is long way to go. Correct. तो अभी हमें देखना है कि whether India and also the world is able to face these recessionary fears or not. Now talking about the world market, Dow Jones was down yesterday, a small 47 point down, and also Nasdaq 60 point down. And in morning, when I'm recording this video, actually exit Nifty is almost 9 to 10 points up, so not a big movement. However, currently the uptick looks very low, and the market may not go up in a immediate fashion because the reason that the recessionary fears is facing a big threat to the overall bull market, which was started almost 2 years back. Now, whether we are in a bull market or a bear market, that's a different issue and different debate to talk about. But yes, currently there is a steep raid across the indices that we are facing currently. Now, US bond yield, because of this recessionary fears, now it has come down to 3.14. And if you talk about dollar index, it is around 104.2 something. But yes, dollar index still is on a higher side. Now, actually, it happens normally. See, whenever recessionary fears are there, no dollar becomes strengthened more compared to the other global currencies. So, if you talk about no, that paves a good way for the IT companies that if the dollar is strong. But IT companies also facing a lot on issue because if US and Europe goes for a recession, no, then their major main clients are there in that geography, and then there is a problem of sustainability of the contracts and tenders which they are floating there. Correct. Now talking about FII yesterday sold around 2.20 crores. However, compared to that, DI remained the net buyers 1860 crores. So I don't remember when was the last time DI was the net seller. No, very few instances in last 4 to 5 months. No, DI was a net seller. Normally it is a net buyer only, and that is what keeping our market floated. Talking about Vodafone Idea. So I'm going to talk about various companies top news yesterday which came. Vodafone Idea is going to have and put an approval through the board of members of raising almost 436 crores from the promoter euro specific through differential basis. Now, this is much required for the Vodafone. You also know that Vodafone is having its own crisis, and now lot of debt is there. Now they are trying to reduce the debt through the promoter holding, increasing the promoter holding, and taking external debts. But whether doing after doing all this also, whether this company is going to sustain in future, now that's a big question mark. Now because it's not easy, okay, to having such a big debt now, and again Vodafone Idea is losing a big market share against its competitor Jio and Bharti Airtel. So we have to wait and watch. But yes, currently the scenario is not so great. People are do buying that stock overall now, that thinking that there will be a dead cat bounce in that stock, but it's not so easy because we have seen over the years, like you have seen the Yes Bank, DHF, and so many cases are there. Normally, once the company comes in a problem, no, or in a trouble, and once it is surrounded by the big debts, it's very difficult to come out. Even if you have seen the case of this Big Bazaar, correct, and then that also the same thing happened. So that is why one has to keep in mind, and retail investors to always think in mind that yes, whether this really they are able to come out of the debts or not, all these type of companies, because it is very tentative and also tempting to invest in all these companies, but it's not so easy. The return is, you can say, the probability of bounce back is almost 1/10 compared to the successful company. So you have to keep this in mind. Now, Bajaj Auto told that yes, they are going to hold a meeting on June 27 regarding the proposal of buyback of 53 shares. Now, you do remember last time, no, they have postponed that meeting, and that one of the main reason they postponed that they want to rethink whether they want to have a buyback or they want to give more dividend through the company's balance sheet, because they are having more than 15,000 crore of cash is in their balance sheet. Now that's a heavy, you can say, cash available on the balance sheet. They want to actually give it back to the shareholders. So let's see what comes out in the 27 June board meeting. Now talking about IRB infrastructure developer, they got almost 75% of arbitration award of almost 419 crore from IRB Pathankot Amritsar Toll Road Limited. Now that's a good cash availability for the IRB bank, because IRB developers, because the IRB developer is also facing lot of issue because of this COVID times and rough times, and also lot many governments started to gain relief in the toll tax. But as compared to other developers, IRB infrastructure is a good stock. Even I am positive in, so you can buy and go and buy this stock at the current levels also. Now, Reserve Bank of India has issued a note and where they have extended debit and credit card. Now, most of the direction they have given to the debit card, credit card, that notice and that implementation period, they increased by almost 3 months. That is from 1st July 2022 to October 1st, 2022. So that's a relief for most of the credit card companies. SBI card is a beneficial to that. Now, HDFC Bank has come out with the annual general meeting, and that they told that they are going to increase their branches from 1,500 to 2,000. And again, the CEO, Sashidhar Jagdishan, already told that yes, this merger of HDFC Bank and the HDFC Limited is no like a marriage made in a heaven, because they were very much thinking about it, and the synergy which what will be created through this basically merger will be quite a big one, and actually they will increase their share once the merger happens. So guys, hope they are able to do it, because lot of many people are invested in HDFC Bank and HDFC Limited. Actually, most of the FII gone out from that stock, and most of the DII has entered. So they are able to fulfill this expectation from the common people. Now talking about Jain Irrigation System is going to merge with Temasekowned Rivulis Limited, and actually they are doing to decrease their debt. They are going to decrease their debt almost by 2,700 crores. Now that is very good positive news for the Jain Irrigation, because over the years Jain Irrigation has been struggling due to the large debts on their balance sheet, and that is why they are facing lot of issues. And guys, understand one thing: all this stuff now do happen when there is a period, when there is a slack period in the economy and all that. And again, now the monsoon is picking up overall, so hopefully Jain irrigation will be beneficial to that, because you also know that now fertilizer and all that, more demand will be there. Again, Jain irrigation is very much there in the that sprinkles and everything, correct? So hopefully they will get a good business through the good monsoon. Now monsoon is actually coming very well across India, slowly and gradually, and hopefully this no, is a normal monsoon, because that will be a beneficial to most of the farmers, and at the end of the day income will be raised in the at a rural area, because that is very much required if you really want to tame down this inflation. But however, these oil prices and metal prices has come down. Now that will act as a big relief for the government and for the uh, most of the producers also. Because you know, so understand one thing: overall, over the years, over the history of stock market, he said that any bull run in commodity and metals is not beneficial to anyone. It is beneficial only to that commodity provider, okay, or the producer. Rest, it is of no use. So any fall in the prices of oil or other precious metal will be a positive news. And see, as an economy, each and every wants their raw material prices to be in check, and that is why people always and analysts always think that yes, commodity prices should be in a check. Correct. Now, talking about Indian economy currently is going through a, you can say, no, rough time because of this higher inflation and now increasing interest rate. However, Prime Minister Modi already told that Indian GDP will be growing by almost 7.5%. Now that is a healthy rate compared to other companies, correct? So that's why earlier expectation was that we may actually grow by almost 8.5 to 8.8%. That is with not by almost 1%. However, that is not a bad news, correct? If Indian economy goes at this pace when the whole world is in a recession, that is a positive sign for Indian economy. So guys, this was all about today's top news. Hope you like this news, and if you have any comments, do write it, and also do subscribe and like this video. Subscribe to my channel, and I see you soon tomorrow with another news and another top related insight for the stock.